Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream, and I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, I'm Kimberly Brock, and for the last 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. And so now I'm on a mission to help other women just like you do the exact same thing. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started. Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 71. Can you believe this? And I am so glad that you're here because today I'm keeping it very real, as if I haven't been real already. But today I'm going to help you with those business expectations that you have as you start a business, as you build a business, or even if you're just thinking about starting a business. You kind of probably in your head have some preconceived notions or some expectations. Today I'm going to set the record straight on what is a dream and what is reality of starting a business. So you need to hear these 7 things. So I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. Each week, I provide you with valuable tips and guidance and help for starting a business and making money doing what you love. So hit the subscribe button right now. If you're in Apple Podcasts, hit subscribe. If you're in Spotify, hit follow. Whatever program you're in right now or what app you're in, make sure you hit subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any future episodes. And if you're new, I've got some free resources for you. The first one is a 16-step checklist that you can start working through as you start your business. I also have a business purpose guide. It's this really cool guide for how you can find your business sweet spot and really match up your strengths and your skills and your passions and all that. So make sure you get both of those because they are free for you and they will literally help ground you and help get you going. If you have been a listener for a while, I want to thank you so much to all my loyal listeners. And I just want to ask you one huge favor. If you have never shared this podcast with someone that you know that is starting a business or wanting to start a business, will you tell them about this podcast? That would be wonderful. I'm always trying to spread the word. It is such a great free resource for people. And I just wanted to say, if you've never shared it, I would be so appreciative if you have. And I want to thank you all for the awesome reviews. If you've never left a star rating, you can scroll down right now and hit a star rating. It helps me so much. And if you have time, if you have 30 seconds to write a written review, it helps so much. And it helps Apple and the other players spread this to other people like us who just want to make money doing what we love. So that's it. Thank you so much. On to the episode. Well, hello. I'm so glad you are listening today. I'm really excited for this episode. I was doing the outline and I thought, this is the reality of business here. These 7 things that I'm about to share with you are pretty frank, and I'm just really sick of all the marketing that's being thrown at you and me too about all these get-rich-quick schemes and just all these secret tactics for how you can make $1 million by tomorrow, and then really sugarcoating the whole process of starting and building a business. Because the reality is, and I'm going to tell you, I told you today I'm going to be frank, it's hard work. This is not a piece of cake. It is a grind in the beginning, as my son says. We always talk about it because he is now on his second business. He has a power washing business, and now he's selling cell phones, and he's buying like them really cheap off of people and giving them cash and then reselling them. And he's just trying to make money. He's a senior in high school. He's not really doing this to live his life's purpose by any means or anything like that. He's just trying to make money. Whereas all of us, we're doing this because we want to build a career that is fulfilling, and we want to use our gifts to make a difference in this world, right? And we want to make money. We all know that, right? Everything that's being thrown at us, all the marketing and everything, is giving us this rosy picture a lot of times. And it is. Building your business is literally one of the most amazing things you'll ever do in your life. I can't tell you how much I have loved building my own businesses. Am I a multi-zillionaire because of my businesses? No. But have I made the money that I was dreaming of and hoping for and working hard for, and that is all that I need? Yes. And it's been, like I said, one of the most fulfilling things that I've ever done. And I know that it can be for you too, but I think sometimes new business owners don't come in with the right expectation. So that's why today I just want to set the record straight. So you can hear it once and for all what it's like to start a business. I'm going to share with you these 7 expectations that you may have and give you the true picture of what it's like to start your business. So the first expectation that new business owners always have is they think that if they build it, everyone will come. They think that if they get a website, they think if they get a retail store, they think if they get a little mobile store, if they decide to offer their services for something that they care about or are passionate about, that automatically they're going to have sales. The reality is that is not true. If you build it, they will not necessarily come. Now, there's a few caveats. If you already have a huge customer base, maybe you know a whole bunch of people, you've been a big networker in your area or online, or you've had another really successful business and people know about you, you already have a following, you have people to market to, then you know what? You may be able to start out pretty strong depending on how much it's costing you to get started, right? But so many of y'all think that like, oh, if I just get my Etsy shop up, I'm going to have hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of sales in the first week. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. A lot of times people are disappointed because they realize, holy cow, I'm actually going to have to do some work to get people to see my Etsy shop, or I'm going to have to do some work to get people to see my website, or I'm going to have to do some work to get people to call me and book a consultation with me or book my services. Yes, you do. It's a grind. You build it, they don't necessarily come. The truth is you have to build it and you have to work hard to get people to see and understand what you offer so they start seeing the value and why they need it, okay? So just because you build it doesn't mean that they will come, okay? Here's the second expectation that people have. They think that they will have overnight success and will be sitting on a beach in like 2 months. That's what the marketing says that you watch. If you see it online on Facebook ads or anywhere on Google, YouTube, you're like, people are convincing you that if you just take on their certain method or their certain way of doing something with your business, maybe it's, oh, if you build a course, you're going to be rich. You're not going to have to do anything. It's going to be passive income. You're going to sit on the beach. Oh, if you just get a YouTube channel and you get all these sponsors or you have affiliate links, you are going to be sitting on the beach. Or if you do Facebook Lives and offer your products and services and have webinars and do all this, you are going to be an overnight success and you're going to be on the beach. If you just get your website up and have a sales page that looks like this, you are going to be rich and you are going to be on the beach. Okay, it's not true. It goes back to number 1, that just because you built it, they may not come, right? But you will not necessarily be an overnight success. It's the truth. You have to work hard at making money with your business. There's always some startup costs, usually. I mean, some people can start with literally nothing, but a lot of times they already had a customer base somehow. Say they're a life coach and they've already had some successful business, or they're popular in their city. They're already pseudo famous. They're an author. They're already well known. They've already done something. They can be successful pretty quick. And I was even thinking back to my online boutiques where I started the first one that was a home accessories and decor business with a friend. And then I took it online and it was great. And then I found a niche within what I was selling and started a second online boutique. So I had 2 online boutiques running at the same time. Now, the first one took a little while to ramp up. Not bad though, because we already had a customer base because we were selling locally first.
But then when I took the second boutique online, it already had demand and I was able to market to my other boutique and say, now we have this whole other website specifically for these types of products. And I already kind of had a following. So that one ramped up really quick, which was great news, right? Now, with other businesses like my photography business, that one ramped up pretty quick because people already knew that I took pictures of my kids and I would post them. And that's how people started, wanting to hire me for their family photos, right? But here's the deal. If I was trying to take that photography business into my full-time career and wasn't going to have the boutiques, and if I had decided to do that, I would have had to do a lot more ramping up locally in my area to be able to get those clients. It would have taken a while. Like I would have had clients right off, which would have been great. But in order to keep building and growing it, I would have had to have them tell people, like my past clients tell people about me, post their pictures in their home. I would have had to do a lot of marketing around locally, word of mouth, not necessarily paid marketing, but just a lot of marketing and showing up and posting photos and all that good stuff, so that I could spread the word. And it would have taken a while to really ramp up to like a full-time photography business. I was just doing it on the side and people were pretty much reaching out to me because they heard from a friend or they'd seen my photos online, right? So that's my point, is that if you don't already have a following, if you're building a local business, you are going to be working hard to build it up, okay? You're not going to be an overnight success unless you get featured on the Today Show or something happens and you get some kind of exposure that you didn't know was coming, right? So you will not be on the beach in a month doing nothing by taking on certain business methods. I'm just telling you the truth here. It is a slow and steady build most of the time. Okay, so you have to be prepared for that. Unless, as I said, you already have a network of people to market to that's big. Okay. So the first one is just because you build it, they won't come. The second one is you will not be on the beach next month because of this new business. Okay. It's going to be a slow and steady build. Here is the third thing that people have expectations for. They think when they start a business, they're going to have all this extra free time. You're going to have so much free time. Your life is going to be amazing. And you're just going to be able to sit around and eat snacks and just go on walks and do whatever you want. And that couldn't be farther from the truth either. I heard someone say this. I don't know who said it. They said, you don't get free time, you get time freedom. And I agree with that. What it allows you to do is structure your day the way you want to. So like today, I had to go get my hair done at 2 p.m. and get my highlights done, right? If I had a 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to do that at night or on the weekends. But as I'm recording this is a weekday. I'm now recording my podcast at night because I'm able to have freedom to structure my time the way that I want. But do I have tons of free time with this business if I really want to grow it? I don't. Now, if you're just starting a side business, let's say you have no other 9-to-5, you don't have another job, you're just starting this, it's like a hobby that you're turning into a business, and you are on this path of just being comfortable and building it slowly, and you only want to work on it an hour or two a day, you can totally do that. And you will have free time, right? But if you're really trying to put all your marketing efforts and really make this go so it's a full-time career, then you're not going to have a lot of free time. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just like any other job that you have, but it feels differently because it's something that you love and are passionate about. So it doesn't feel like a job, right? So again, you don't have free time. You have time freedom, okay? So what do we say? Build it. They don't necessarily come. You're not necessarily an overnight success. You have time freedom, not free time. Okay. The fourth thing is you are going to think that whatever you're making or offering or doing for people, that everyone is going to love it and want to buy it. That's the expectation. You're like, as soon as I get this out, I just know everyone around me is just going to love it and want to buy it. That is not true either. Not everyone loves your stuff. Not everyone needs it. And so not everyone is going to buy it. So go ahead and take a deep breath right now. That if you haven't launched your product or service right now, not everyone will love it. Not everyone will get it. Not everyone will want to buy it. Not everyone will be rushing to you because it's not for everyone. And I want you to remember that. This is key. Your products and services are not for everyone. A lot of new business owners that I work with, the first thing they say, and I think I said this too when I was first starting out, was like, well, it's for anyone who wants to, train their dog, or it's for anyone that wants to learn Pilates, or it's for anyone that wants to be healthier. It's not. Your product or service is not for everyone, and it shouldn't be, because you have to speak loudly to a small group of people, and then you grow from there. Later, maybe it can be for a lot more people, but whenever you're starting a business, you are starting with a small, select group, not like super tiny where there's like one person in it. You're just starting with your smaller group. You are not for everyone. If we can just all agree that when you start, you do not say, this is for anyone who wants to, it's not. This is for a specific group of people who are suffering from this pain, who want this. And these are the type of people that I feel I'm best called to serve. Are you best built to serve high-end people where you do everything for them and you are at their beck and call? Or are you serving do-it-yourself people who you're just handing off something to them and they're doing everything themselves? Are you serving people that want to kind of do it themselves but also want some personal help? And so it's kind of the middle ground, right? That just gives you an idea in your head. Okay, so number 4 was, not everyone's going to love your stuff, so don't be offended. Don't be sad. It's okay. You can't be all things to all people. I had a podcast episode on that, by the way. I'll put the link down below. You can never be all things to all people. Your product or service can never be all things to all people. When you're starting your business, it shouldn't. It has to be for a select group of people that you are best to serve right now. Okay? The 5th expectation that I see from people who are just starting businesses is they expect that everyone around them will understand why they want to start this business and that this is a good idea. And that's not true either. Not everyone around you will get why in the world you want to start a business. Some people are like, why would you not want steady income and have a 9-to-5 job? Like, why would you want to take this on? Some people just don't get it. You don't have to explain it to me why you want to start a business, because by golly, I think it's the greatest thing ever. But my point is, it could be your spouse. It could be your kids. It could be your mom. It could be your dad. It could be your siblings. It could be your neighbors. They could be like, why in the world would you want to do that? Right? They don't know who you really are. They don't know that in the inside, you're yearning to do something more with your life and you want control over your career and you want to make an impact through your business, and you feel like the best way for you to do that is to have your own business. They don't get that. Okay? There's some people that just will not get it, and that why you want to hustle like this, why you want to grind. And people don't even like these words like to hustle or whatever, but it's the truth. You are going to be busy doing a lot of stuff. You are going to be a jack of all trades in the beginning of your business, right? So don't worry if people around you don't get why you want to do this, because they don't understand what you have deep down inside that you know can make a difference, right? And some of you don't even know yet what your purpose is with this business, or really why you want to do this even yourself. You just know that there's something inside of you that is yearning for more. You know that at the very least, like there's something more for me. Like, I have potential. Why am I not using this? When I was in between my boutiques and this business right here, that happened to me. I mean, I've told this story before. Like, I literally cried for hours one day because I was like, what am I doing? I know I have God-given gifts. I know that I'm a halfway intelligent person. I'm no Mensa person, but I know that I have so much potential. And why am I not using it? What do I need to be doing? Lord, please help me. And soon it was revealed to me, and I knew exactly what I should be doing, right? So it can happen. You can go through those low points, but you just know something is inside of you and wants more, and that's why you're doing it. And you can explain that to people. If you want to, you don't have to. They may not get it. And they may say, why are you doing this? And you're like, I just really want to create something special on my own. Women especially say that. They say they want to create something special all their own, and they want to have a fulfilling career. And so maybe you can say, you know what? I love my job at XYZ. I loved being an accountant, or I love doing this. I love being in sales, but I just really want something all my own. And I've just always loved sewing, and it's something that I want to do on the side. Like, if you light up when you're talking about it and people see your passion, if you let yourself be vulnerable and share that, people won't question you anymore. Okay. That's your hot tip for the day. People won't question you anymore if you really share with them how much this means to you. Okay. So remember that. Okay. The sixth thing is you think that a lot of you think at least that the product that you start with, the product or the service is like the end all be all, and it will always be that product or service. You're like, that's what I'm selling for the next 5 or 10 years. And that couldn't be farther from the truth either. Your product or service will evolve. It's just so funny how it happens. You think you're going in with one thing and you are, and maybe you are customizing trays or building something for people to use at their house, or you're making dog beds, or you're making pottery or whatever it is. And you're like, I'm making vases. This is what I'm making. Well, once customers start dealing with you and they start making requests or they start making suggestions, your product offering will evolve, which I think is really cool. And another thing on this topic of your product evolving, a lot of people think, well, I'll offer this and this and this. And you have like 100 things that you want to offer right away. I would highly suggest you don't do that. You start as small as possible, meaning with the least amount of choices. Because remember, you can always grow, right? Just like I said, you start small with your audience. You start small with your product or service offering. It's very simple. It's 1 or 2, maybe 3 things, depending on what you're selling, right? If you're making earrings or jewelry, maybe you have a wider selection. But I would start as small as possible, because what happened to me, and if you've listened to this podcast a long time, you heard me talk about how much inventory I acquired over the years. It was ridiculous. And I never totally realized it because I wasn't the best at managing my inventory. I think I ordered too much of certain things, or too much. I guess I should say this. I ordered too wide a variety of things. Like we sold nap mats or backpacks or purses or bags. And I kept trying to just reorder the best selling ones. But I often was like, oh no, but this one's cute. Oh, but this one's cute. And I would order the other patterns and then they wouldn't sell and I would be stuck with them. And it was a big nightmare because I didn't have a good system for how to move the inventory out. And when I was closing my businesses, I had a reality check of how much inventory that I had. And I knew I'd seen it on paper, but when you see it in real life, because it wasn't here with me, I'd had it at a fulfillment warehouse for a long time. But when I saw it physically, I wanted to fall over, and I was just humiliated, totally humiliated. I was so embarrassed. It was like all in my garage. So embarrassing. Okay. My point is, start small. If you are holding products, start with a very small grouping of products. If you are making jewelry, if you are making trays, if you are making something, start with 1 or 2 or 3 styles, see which one sells the best, offer 1 or 2 or 3 colors, see which one sells the best, and you just keep offering that. Don't keep expanding and offer 20 colors, 20 sizes. That's when you are going to screw things up. Your product, service, or physical product offerings are going to evolve over time. I guarantee what you start with is probably not what you're going to end with. It may be similar, but it will evolve. Okay. The 7th thing that people expect, I think, is that business is so difficult. Maybe the whole time they either think your business is going to be so daunting and difficult the whole time, or they have this expectation that it's not going to be that hard. So it's one of the two. You're kind of on these extremes where you think, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. I've been good at stuff. Like, this is not going to be hard. Or other people think this is going to be so hard. It's going to be so stressful every year. That's why a lot of people don't do it, because they're scared of it. Here's the reality. I think, this is my opinion, I think it's the hardest in the beginning because you're trying to really understand your purpose, who you're trying to serve, what you are best meant to be offering. And all of that is a learning process. Nobody can tell you that. There's no magic formula for that. It takes a while of working through it. And so to me, the beginning is the hardest, not only because of all of that, of all the business side of it, but it's also the learning curve that you have to go through as a new business owner. It is like drinking water from a fire hydrant, right? It's just coming at you. You're trying to learn about business. You're trying to learn the steps. You're trying to learn what you need to offer. You need to try to understand your purpose. You can't come up with your business name. How do I legally set this up? I mean, I get it. So to me, the beginning is the hardest part. And then here's what happens. All of a sudden, and it may take you 3 months to go through this, or 6 months, or a year, or a year and a half, or 2 years. But then you go through it and the fog clears. You're still hustling around. You're still doing your work. You're still marketing. You're still busy. You're still doing everything, but it's not as hard. It's not as hard at all because the fog clears. You're like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. It's clear. You know your mission. You know your people. You know what products you should be selling. You're in the zone. And the hardest part then is like, how do I grow? How do I keep making more money? I want to keep this business going. Or how do I manage inventory? Or how do I manage new employees? How do I manage scaling this? Like that's a different hard, right? Because you're successful and it's going well, right? The beginning is really hard. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I feel for people that are starting, because I know that it's hard and it's scary, right? I want to take all of that out of it. I'm trying to take all of that scariness and unknown and mystery off the table and let you just focus on the business stuff, like figuring out what your purpose is, figuring out your people, figuring out what you're going to sell. Like I want to help you with those steps, right? That's why I have my Just Start series that I started. And today, as of recording this, it's in beta and I'm so excited about it. You should get on the wait list. I've got upcoming sessions and you can just get notified when I have the pricing and the dates which I'm going to start. So this is what I do. I help people take those first steps, right? And work through like the foundational pillars of their business so they can fly, birdie, fly and go off and enjoy it and not have all that stress of trying to figure this out. Because I'm telling you right now, you start researching and you start looking all this up. You're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't even know where to start. This is so crazy. There's all this marketing. They're telling you to do a course. They're telling you to get your website. They're telling you to get a podcast. They're telling you to get a YouTube channel. They're telling you to post on Instagram. Like it's overwhelming and scary. And so that's where I come into the picture. And that's where I feel most called to be, is to help people like you, because I know what it's like. And I know what it's like because when I was starting this business, I went through that. Even though I was a seasoned business owner, it was just overwhelming. When I started this, I was starting in a new industry, right? Before I was in the gift boutique business where I had inventory and products and all that. This is totally different. I'm offering a service. I'm, offering my knowledge. It's different. It's overwhelming. You feel kind of vulnerable because all these people are marketing to you. And that's why I'm here to help you. And that's why I have this podcast. Right? To keep it real so you don't have to be so scared, so that you can know what to expect. These are the 7 things that I see the most right now. Now, this may change. Maybe in a year, I should do this again and see if it's the same ones. But let me review them again. People think if they build it, that people will automatically come. And that's not true. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to market yourself. You're going to have to let people know about your business. Second thing is, people think they'll be an overnight success and end up on the beach. That's not true. It's going to be a slow and smart build. Usually, caveat, if you already have a huge audience, if you've already been the mayor, if you're already famous, if you know a ton of people, then you may be successful. And what is the definition of success anyways? Is it the money? Is that an overnight success? I don't know. Anyways, you may be quicker to be more profitable than other people, right? Okay. The third thing is people think they have so much free time when really they just have time freedom. Okay. Number 4, everyone will not love your stuff. You're going to think that everyone wants to buy it. You're not going to understand why your friends and family aren't buying your stuff. They don't need it. They don't need it. Okay. Some of them do. Some of them don't. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're not your target market. You have a bazillion other people to market to. Don't be offended if they don't love it. They know it's there. If they want it, they'll call you. They'll tell you that they want it. Okay. So don't worry about that at all. They're not your people necessarily. Okay. Not in a bad way. They're just not the people that you're trying to help right now. Okay. The 5th thing is not everyone will understand why you want to start your own business and why you feel such passion for baby hats or whatever it is that you're making, right? Or step stools or piano lessons. Like everyone's not going to get that. They're going to be like, why are you starting a business? Why don't you want just steady income right now? Why are you putting yourself through this? And why are you so passionate about curtains that you're making? Like, why are you passionate about it? Like, people just won't get it. Okay. They don't know you. They don't understand your values. They're not going to get it. The 6th thing is you're going to walk in thinking this one product or this group of products is what you will always be selling. And it's probably not true. It's going to evolve. It's going to change. You're going to learn so much in the first year that you start your business. Your first year is a big one, and you will learn so much about your people and who you want to serve and what they really want and need, right? Because it's not about what necessarily you think is the best thing in the world. It's how your gifts can be used to help serve them, right? That's what you're trying to find, that sweet spot. Your God-given gifts, that you're able to create something that you feel so purposeful and passionate about and that they want to receive it. That's what this whole process is. Because once you get to that, you're just in the zone, okay? The 7th thing is that people think that it's either hard the entire time and it's terrible and it's so hard, or they think this is going to be a piece of cake. And the truth is, the beginning is the hardest, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people would agree. You are trying to learn business, and then you're also trying to learn how to shape your business and what you should offer and what you're best at. And it's just hard. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be. You can take smart steps. Okay. You can gain confidence by taking those steps. And if you listen to last week's episode, I walked you through all this. So I'll put the link for that too. There are things you can be doing to help yourself as you start your business. So it doesn't have to be so scary. It doesn't have to be so lonely, and it doesn't have to be so overwhelming, right? But here's the big expectation. This is your bonus one. Okay. I know I listed those 7, but here's your bonus. People think, I think it'd be awesome to make money doing what I love. And I want to tell you this right now. It is. It's so awesome. Yes. That's the one expectation that is actual reality, is that it can happen for you. This is real. This is a real thing. You can do something that you totally love. I loved personalized gifts. Y'all, I love them. Were they life-changing? Were they changing the world? No, I loved them. And I loved to help people buy gifts for other people. Loved it. So much fun. When I was selling my collegiate and NFL fan gear, they were baby gifts, all baby stuff that was fan gear, like for University of Michigan, University of Florida, all the states, all the colleges, right? I sold all the baby gear for that. I loved it. Helped them deck out their rooms in the crib bedding for their favorite team. Loved it. Had a blast. When I was photographing my friends and their families, absolutely loved it. When they would get a print and put it up in their home of a photo that I had taken of their family, I cannot tell you how rewarding that was. And now here with this business, helping people like you turn your passions and purpose into a money-making business because you can do this. I can't tell you how rewarding this is. This is what I'm saying. The expectation is reality. You can make money doing what you love. So that's it. I'm here to tell you it can happen. And I hope you learned from today's episode that the expectations aren't always reality, and to keep steady and keep moving forward, you can do this. I'm so happy you're here. If you're not in my Facebook group, get in there right now. Scroll down, click the link. There are amazing women in there taking courageous steps as they start their new businesses. And we're here to help support each other and guide each other, right? We are working on this together. You should never go about this process alone. I don't know what I did for all those years. I didn't have Facebook groups. I would have loved this Facebook group when I was building my other businesses. So make sure you get in there. And again, you can get on the wait list for the next Just Start series. It's so much fun. You get access to a private audio series that loads into your podcast app. And you get me live in a private Facebook group to walk you through all the foundations of your business and help you through it. Yes, it's true. It's real. It's so much fun. And I want you to join the Just Start. So make sure you just get notified of when the next session is. Okay, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com. And yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.